Why does it keep telling me to do that? I don't want to do that. I just wanted to sit this way then. What up? What up? We're gonna try to get us a test flight real quick. We're gonna get us a test flight. We're gonna go live. Give me 1 second. All right, man. All right, all messages visible, man. So what's up, man? Who in the building? All around Anya. What up, though? Roll call, roll call. Go ahead and go ahead and say what's up, man. I'm just go ahead and shout everybody out in the jump, man. Robert Navarro, what's good, brother? Loud and clear. Y'all can hear me, though? We loud and clear? Man. We got 3 in the building. Who the 3 in the building, man? Everybody, state your name, gangsters. J.E., what up, bruh? How's everybody feeling tonight? Hopefully everybody feeling blessed. All right, man, so we just going to jump straight into it, man. Everybody get here. Did y'all look all right or not? Man, Tom Ace, bruh. That's actually what I wanted to start with. No, he did not, man. He did not. Thing is, man, like, with that fight, as I watched the whole night, you could tell that, because, Anthony Yarde only had 12 fights. So you could really tell that he lacked that experience, with I would say the C- level competition, being nice when he got in the ring, because the whole night his jab was non-existent. He didn't throw one fucking jab. And Tunde, oh my God, bro. Tunde, he completely just like, as a manager and as a trainer, he completely failed Yarde. He failed him 1,000%. You in the corner rubbing this man's chest and shit like that. He don't want you rubbing his chest. You trying to give inspirational speeches in the corner, and you just blew it. Yeah, I can't wait to see that too, Rob. Like, for real. Like, that's gonna be a showdown. But for Anthony Yarde, Tunde Ajayi is Anthony Yarde's manager, and he's his trainer. Now, I don't know if you guys like watched all of the BT Sports interviews leading up to the fight, but in the BT Sports interviews leading up to the fight, they were saying they had multiple offers for title shots outside of the Kovalev Russia thing. So, me being the rational person I am and using my business mind, what up, Hybrid 95? You know what it is. Me using my business mind and looking at everything. If you had several offers for this man to take title shots, to be a manager, you would set your guy up, your stud. You know what I mean? Because he has a pretty good big following, considering he hasn't really been in the ring with anybody and doesn't have any amateur pedigree. He's got the following. You're going to take your stud and you're going to throw him in a fight with a seasoned throwback, tricky southpaw fighter, and you're going to do it in Shiblinski, Russia. I'm pretty sure the place called Shiblinski or some shit like that. Yeah, but regardless, you're going to do that in Russia. Why the fuck would you do that in Russia? If you had several other title offers, but you felt as though that was the right one, the kids never sparred. You said the only person he spars is you, and y'all do light sparring. So you mean to tell me the kids never even fought a top 10 opponent? Yo, you telling me that he all had several offers? Y'all could have fought other championship atmospheres for other belts, and you're gonna take a fight against a seasoned throwback fighter in Russia. And the kid got you, and I mean, regardless, you can give him a pat on the back, you can give A for efforts, man. But look, man, we don't give medals for trying hard. We respect it. But you don't get medals in boxing for trying hard, man. Like the whole purpose is to win. Like you came out there to do a job, you came to win a trophy, you didn't manage to get that done. So that's gonna reflect on you. And in this climate in boxing, when everybody puts so much emphasis on the zero and shit like that, all of that reflects on you. You know what I mean? And it reflects on your management team. Like Tunde always talk that embryotic shit. Clearly, he was a baby. If this, like, clearly he was a baby. He just got beat up, man. He got beat up. So for me, I truly felt like his management, he hasn't learned shit. All night. This is all he was doing. Yo, I'm the only one that's been saying this shit. But tell me y'all don't think motherfucking Anthony Yarde fight like Big Baby Miller. That man fight like Big Baby Miller, man. He fights like Big Baby Miller. He gets to the angle, do this little fake Philly shell. He try to give you all of these cute looks. And then he like hops and sidesteps in. He isn't really doing no head movement, no shoulder rolling. He ain't shooting the jab. He just like this, putting his head forward all night, just shrugging in at one ankle. I don't think this man has had more than 3 fights on his record. Dog, like, J.E., I don't think his manager had 3 fights on his fucking record, man. His manager need to be fired, bro. He needs to be fired because you ruin him. Exactly, Robert. You don't get paid for respect. You get paid to win. And there ain't no good enough trophies. That's the problem with a lot of these kids now, man. Like, everybody feel like they should get a medal for something. Absolutely not. You get a medal for when you're doing what you're supposed to do. You don't get a medal for just trying your best. That's the problem with it now. It's kind of like in school and shit where they passing all the kids along that's failing. No, you don't do that, man. You can't do that shit. And they are a bunch of wannabe Mayweathers. I see a bunch of people that are trying to adopt the style where they don't have the shoulder roll and they don't sit on their shots and shoot them back. Like, did y'all see when he had him hurt? What was that, the 8th round? 8th or 9th round? Where he had him hurt? They started digging at the body. His training didn't teach him to do that. He did that himself. Anthony Yarde basically fought that whole fight on his own. He fought that whole entire fight on his own, man. Like, no training whatsoever. Like, he trained himself in that fight. Anthony Yarde would have been out of that fight if he didn't keep his head in the game. The one thing I can't credit him for is staying poised the whole night. He stayed poised. That's it. That's the only reason he was able to get to his body. Because he took so many shots to the fucking face. The boy was eating jabs like Mickey burgers all night. He took so many jabs to the face that he said, man, I got to do something different. I can't keep getting hit like this. So he finally started digging at the body. And if anybody watched Kovalev Ward 1, and pretty much Andre Ward lost that fight to me, or it'd have been a draw. But I felt like he lost that first fight. The second fight, Andre Ward did everything he was supposed to do. Digged at the body early, didn't give Kovalev no time, and he got him out of there. Kovalev didn't like body shots, and it only took 1 round to tell that, man, because other than that, the whole fight, he couldn't touch him. He couldn't. That was a boxing masterclass, man. Yeah, too soon with trophy match, man. So he learned a lot from that fight, especially with his cardio. Oh yeah, he was all the way gassed. Like he had nothing left. He overshot his load. Like when he had him hurt. And they told him to go for it like a bunch of madmen in his corner. Like, did y'all hear his corner? They were screaming like a bunch of cheerleaders. Like there was no professionalism there. Like they could have just said lines in the camp all night because they didn't give him no good information. I can tell you that much. Damn, I thought it was just me, but yeah, he a Mayweather wannabe. Facts. A lot of people don't know this, but Tunde and Anthony Yarde will go over in his earlier stages before he decided to sign with BT Sports. He would go to Las Vegas, and Mayweather had him in his gym. Mayweather put him in the doghouse, and he was beating up a bunch of the guys in there, and a bunch of the young kids were saying that. But what does that say about Anthony Yarde, or what does that say about a bunch of the fighters that's coming up? under Floyd Mayweather and the PBC. To me, all it says is these guys missing a bunch of tools, and they really don't have the tools to make it in boxing, honestly. Because if you look at what Sergey Kovalev just did to Anthony Yarde, and if you look at what Manny Pacquiao did to Keith Thurman, that would tell you right there that these young fighters are lacking a lot of experience in areas that you should already be seasoned, man. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you how to shoot a jab. That's one thing I credit a lot of UK dudes with a lot. They get the basics down quick, man. Anthony Yarde, you just completely missed it. Your whole amateur pedigree just went out the window. Listen, this is what I said. This is what me and my homie was saying. We was watching the fight. We said, man, all of that looking cute in interviews and shit with BT, and all of that burnt beeswax, rubbing all of that fucking that damn rubbing lip balm on your lips is not gonna get you the W, man. You gotta train, man. You gotta train. You just can't be rubbing lip balm on your lips all night, trying to be cute and shit, trying to have your muscles flexing all extra hard and doing all of that, man. That's not gonna get you a W, man. And Tunde trying to smile for the camera and be whatever he trying to be, man. I don't know what Tunde trying to be. It's like he trying to live his second childhood, man. Like, he seems like he's trying to live through Anthony Yarde, but he's not doing Anthony Yarde a service by not giving him the tools he needs to succeed, man. Anthony Yarde just don't have the tools he needs to succeed. Eddie Hearn even said something about it. He said, man, he would have had Anthony Yarde fight 3 more fights with guys leading him up to that point before he got to Kovalev. Buatsi would have never been thrown in no position like that. Coley would have never been thrown in no position like that. And I'm telling y'all right now, Anthony Yarde couldn't beat Buatsi, would smoke the shit out of him. Coley would just knock him the fuck out with reach. Coley would beat him up with reach all night. As long as he don't try to do that crazy holding shit he be doing and all of that, he would beat him the fuck up. Plain and simple. Y'all can get him out of there. He's loading up. Should have thrown. Exactly. He should have thrown combos. And no, man, Hybrid 95, he did not, man. He did not spar, man. He didn't spar for the fight. He didn't spar now one bit. He doesn't spar at all, as a matter of fact. The only person he spars with is Tunde, the big black dude that he works his pads with, and they basically said that they have everything that Anthony Yarde needs to succeed. Now, do you believe something like that? Because after seeing what I saw tonight, I just think they just killed a guy's career because Anthony Yarde's already 30. Like, what, you don't do something to somebody's career like that in its infancy. Now, this is one thing that I took from that whole situation that kind of bothered me. Now, everybody gave Anthony Yarde, you know what I'm saying, the way people were on Anthony Yarde about all of the fights he didn't fake, the lackluster opponent. Why ain't nobody giving Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder that same shit? Y'all ever think about that? Man, Rob, man, even if Andy Ruiz party for the next couple months, even if he didn't, if he started focusing up and taking this whole thing serious, man, I bet my last fucking dollar that he still wouldn't be able to win that fight. But Andy Ruiz has already let Gluttony, man, do his dirtiest work. I mean, he's already caught up in chilling with the stars. He's caught up in doing all this drinking and shit. Like, he want to be out there with the naked girls, doing the Macarena, eating sushi off naked broad's chest and shit like that. Like, Andy Ruiz out there with naked broads, man, eating sushi, man, riding in Rolls Royces, man. He ain't thinking about, he's not thinking about doing anything other than that. Now, I think Andy Ruiz got exactly what he wanted. Oh, yeah, he all the way tripping. I think Andy Ruiz got exactly what he wanted, though. Andy Ruiz just wants to be established financially. He's achieved, like, think about it. You were on the brink of suicide. You was on the brink of suicide before you fought Alexander Dimitriko for your PBC opener. Because a lot of people don't even know this, but that was the first fight Andy Ruiz took when he signed his PBC deal was Alexander Dimitriko. He pretty much fought during daytime, open open air stadium, and Al Heyman was trying to feel him out, see what he's going to do, and then probably figure out what the next move for him, because Al Heyman really didn't have a next move for him right off the bat. Like, they'd had to figure that out because he doesn't have the name. The PBC can't sustain paying people the type of money they're paying them, because they're overpaying these guys, and these guys are really only fighting once a year. So that's the thing. Basically what I'm trying to say is Andy Ruiz was basically on the brink of death, didn't feel like his life had any meaning before fighting Alexander Dimitriko. Then this opportunity where Big Baby messes up and it falls into his lap. Oh, of course. And that's exactly what I'm about to get into. The money is only going to mask whatever issues he has. And the fact that he comes into this money, he really didn't think he was going to beat Joshua. He just wanted to come out there and perform well. Like, it was going to be the biggest event of his career, regardless, win or lose. That was going to be the biggest thing in boxing for him to date. Because let's be honest, in the heavyweight division, no matter how you slice it, it don't get no bigger than Anthony Joshua. As far as the numbers concerned financially, it's not getting no bigger than Femi. I promise you that. So, you get those belts. Now you got those belts, and you got 7 million in European pounds. You didn't see your life going that way. So now that your life is going that way, what else is there left for you to do? You know, he's not thinking about winning or losing. He could care less. Now, you know what I mean? Because he's done reached the pinnacle of the mountain. Now, you beat Anthony Joshua again, that would be probably more detrimental than him losing to Anthony Joshua. You want to know why? Because he's already showed that he can't handle the fame very well. You know what I mean? So all he's going to do is get more money, and that's just going to be even more tools for him to destroy himself. Because when you're a person and you're on the brink of suicide, I'm telling you, you are at a very, very fragile neurological state, man. And you're very deadly. You're very dangerous to yourself, man. So Andy Ruiz, man, I think he's happy with what he got. And him holding out, getting the extra little, because his holdout only netted him like another $1.52 million. Like, the most he can make out of that deal is $12 million. So that $12 million he's getting, he feel like he already won. Fuck the belts. He ain't even thinking about that shit. So I don't see nothing good coming to him, man. I really don't. So, like, what y'all think gonna happen with Errol Spence and Sean Porter, though? I think Sean Porter gonna come out there and look a lot better than what everybody think he's gonna do, man. Watch. I'm trying to tell you. Errol Spence gotta hurt himself making weight, man. I'm telling y'all. Don't pay attention to what Sean Porter's doing in the fight. Pay attention to what Errol Spence is doing in the fight. How well Errol Spence does against Sean Porter, I should say. Because if Errol Spence can't knock him out, that should tell you everything is going to be. He ain't going, and I'm serious, man. I think Sean Porter going to cut him up. I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm going with Porter, but I'm not saying he's going to win. Like, realistic.
Thanks, Brian.
Oh, no problem. So, I just think that, you know, if you look at Errol Spence and everything he's accomplished in boxing, that would tell you that he hasn't really accomplished anything at all, to be perfectly honest. All right, you went over to England, you got the Kell Brook one, that's cool. But, you know, Chris Algieri, a punch-drunk Lamont Peterson, a beat-up, you know, Chris Van Heerden, and a guy that's 2 weight classes smaller than you doesn't really tell the tale of what you can do against a guy at your own weight. Now you got a guy at your own weight, a guy that's going to come forward, a guy that's going to throw 100 punches around, a guy that's going to stay in your face the whole time. Let's see how you deal with something like that. That's what I'm saying. Y'all think USADA got a lot to do with that? I think for real, you know, I don't like to put no hats on nobody, but Errol kind of looked like just he be juicing for real. If you notice, Errol Spence always signing up for Vita last minute. Always signing up for Vita last minute. The nigga, he got his face all round. He be drunk all the time. I don't think he the most disciplined fighter too. I really don't think he's a very disciplined fighter at all. Like, every time you see him, his eyes is glazed over like this and he look drunk. His eyes look like this. He talk like Forrest Gump, like, and it's always smoke and mirrors with him, man. Like, and every time they talk, they always talk about power. It ain't too much technique there. Spence ain't knocking out Mike. He definitely ain't knocking out Porter. Of course not. He can't. I don't see him knocking him out. I see it going 12 rounds, and I see the guy with the highest work rate getting the decision. And I feel as though that weight cut, I promise y'all, when y'all watch this weigh-in, I promise you that weight cut is going to dictate everything for Errol Spence that night. If he have a good weight cut, it could be a bad night for Sean Porter. If he has a bad weight cut again like he did with Michael Garcia, man, Sean Porter might hurt that boy, man. He might hurt that boy. And we got Andy Ruiz, fat ass out here. Hey, y'all see how when he stick that injunction on his ass? Hey, he stick that injunction on his ass. How fast did Andy Ruiz sign that contract? He signed that bitch real quick, didn't he? He signed that. He signed that joint real quick. Hey, Eddie Hearn said, all right. He said, all right, you fat little fucker. He said, all right, you fat little fucker. You crazy nutter. How y'all say it over there? You crazy nutter. He's like, all right, you little fat, crazy fucking nutter. He's like, you want to play, do you? Like, I'm going to go ahead and drop this lawsuit on you. He dropped that lawsuit on him. Next thing you know, you see Andy, big titty ass. Viva la Mexico! We going to Saudi. We going to Saudi. Stop faking like you know how to speak Spanish and all of that shit. He act like he happy for it. Man, you was not. You knew you were going to Saudi Arabia. Like I told y'all in the videos, man. Don't go to Saudi Arabia if you don't want to. Nigga, I see your ass in Cardiff, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, Rob, he would. That's very true now, Sean Porter has had more experience in a lot tougher fights. That's 100% true. I gotta give him credit there. Oh yeah, hella people got real quiet, Jay. Them niggas wasn't opening their mouth, man. They've been real quiet because look, and then that's the thing, right? So I'm looking at the comment section. I'll be laughing my ass off, right? Because you get these little dudes, right? These little overnight Andy Ruiz fans, right? They pop up in the comments. They're like, you just a Mexican hater. You don't believe in telling whole truths. You don't tell nothing but half the truth. He's getting way more than $10 million. Well, I'm like, out of everything I said in a whole 20-minute video, bro, that's what you're hanging on to. You're hanging on to you're hanging on to the exact amount of money that he's getting in his fucking fight purse. You don't know that, nor do I. I do know Mike Hoffman just said it was 1.5 million. Band-Aid, what up, brother? Glad to see you in the building. I know this, man. Them niggas are so butthurt because this is the thing about the MBBC and the LDBC, man, that a lot of people don't get. When the LDBC, right, they do a whole bunch of fluffing shit up. Like, they bloviate about, one fighter, and they pump so many batteries in these niggas' back, and they talk so much, fictional shit about these guys that when you being wholehearted and you talking boxing with guys who really love boxing, and you being wholehearted and you ain't sitting up there and you ain't selling people no bullshit, and you're being genuine about what's going on. And if I'm going to speak to you guys, I'm going to give you a genuine hypothesis or what I believe is going to take place, or I'm going to grab it from somewhere that I know it's to be factual. These guys aren't going to do that. They're going to take a video. If they do an interview, they're going to take a video. They're going to chop it down. They're only going to let y'all see what they want y'all to see out of an interview. They're not going to play everything. And you want to know where I'm going with that? Anthony Joshua and the $50 million. You know what I mean? The conversation with Anthony Joshua and that $50 million that he was having with IFL TV didn't say, okay, y'all bring me, I want $50 million. That's not what he was saying. He was giving an estimate on what the fight was going to be. Let's just say it's a big fight. It's a pretty big fight. It's $100 million fight. So y'all saying that y'all going to give me a majority, 60-40. So you know, you got to pay the managers and stuff. So 60-40, I probably get about 50 million, right? Like say, okay, you bring me 50 million, and then you know what I mean. Y'all take yours, and that's how you get deals done. They twisted that whole shit around and try to say, oh, Anthony Joshua won $50 million. So they slide him this fake ass 50 million in an email talking about not saying you got to sign this shit in 24 hours. It don't work like that. That's how the LDBC do shit. Now, when I do some shit, realistically, I'm going to look at what's going on. I'm going to go. I'm going to grab all the information that I possibly can, just as well as everybody in MBBC. They're going rationally. Well, I'm speaking for myself. I can't speak for everybody else, but that's what I would like to believe everybody does. You look at the articles, you take it in wholeheartedly. Not the first piece of information, but multiple pieces of information. Then you give people that information back. So that way, you know, there's no false interpretation there. I'm not trying to just, you know, cheerlead for one fucking fight. I ain't doing none of that. I'm giving you exactly what's out there. Then we can come together and we're going to base our opinions or our beliefs off of what we think. That's what YouTube is there for. I speak to you guys, I edit the video, put it up there, then y'all comment back to me, and then 9 times out of 10, you got a rational point of view and you got an irrational point of view. So here's the MBBC yin, here's the LDBC yang. Yeah, I do like Counterpunch. Counterpunch is a good guy, very level-headed, and when he speaks, he's speaking off of facts. He's not speaking off of what just some random fucking frivolous shit that he just thinks because he just likes one particular person. Nobody is doing that really loves boxing. See, this is my thing, man. When I came up young, before I even jumped in the gym with my uncle and my grandfather, when I came up young, I used to sit down in the basement, and my grandfather had 1,000 tapes. Muhammad Ali, Archie Moore, Pernell Whitaker, Mike Tyson, Nigel Benn, like just a whole bunch of guys. Like I could just keep going on and on. And I would just sit there and I would just watch all of these tapes with them. So for the way that I love boxing, yeah, Andrew Tucker keeps it 1,000%. Yeah, 100%. The golden days of boxing. And like when I watched Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, and all of these guys, like it was just, that was when boxing was at its most genuine to me, because it's like, didn't nobody sugarcoat shit. And even after they won or they lost or whatever, didn't nobody sugarcoat the outcome or whatever happened. Now, we got crooked shit all across the boxing universe. I'm not saying that's not. Oh, yeah, shout out DT3. That's my guy. Like, but at the same time, like, who wants to just create false narratives just because you want a couple extra clicks and you're going to do boxing a disservice and you're doing the fans a disservice? Because look, we got to all be realistic about boxing. Boxing isn't in the best fucking state, man. Boxing is just barely getting by, doing okay. Because regardless of anything, Las Vegas and the bookies is still open. So the bets are going to be good. The English fans and the Mexican fans, they're very true to boxing. But over here in America, boxing is a very fickle thing. Like, not everybody tunes into boxing anymore. Boxing doesn't have a lot of stars. There's not a lot of money in boxing. There's not a lot of stars in boxing. I see a lot of guys with star power, but there are just not a lot of stars in boxing. So, exactly. What Eddie Hearn is doing with boxing is 100% real. And the fact that it's real, people hate on that shit. They hate on it because you got this English guy. You got this English guy with matchroom boxing. And he's taking from his dad's pedigree. And then he's added a little of his own seasoning on top of that shit. You mix it up, and then this is what you got. Boom. You got Matchroom USA, and you got the Zone now. You got an amazing promoter. He's grabbing all of the fighters. He's giving them, mind you, he bringing them niggas under the Zone umbrella. These dudes is getting broadcasted money, guaranteed money, and they're striving. They're striving. They ain't getting that old, oh yeah, you signed with me. I'm going to get you $100,000. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take, but really, you got $500,000, and they done took $400,000 off the top, and they still trying to get 10%. Get that shit to your managers, your coaches, and everything, and leave you broke when it's all said and done. Because that's what a lot of these guys are doing, man. Like, you gotta be real about what's going on in the sport, man. You gotta be real about what's going on in the sport. Because if you're not real about what's going on in the sport, and you're not real about how should I say it? How even I report the sport. You're not doing the next casual fan any service by telling him lies about another fighter because you want him to follow the PBC or ESPN or the Zone. Man, I'm not pro one. I'm not pro one. Like, I'm not pro PBC. I'm not pro ESPN. I'm not pro the Zone. I'm pro boxing. That's the thing. I'm pro boxing, and everybody should be pro boxing. Yeah, man. Like, it could be like the little dude. What's the kid name the Golden Boy got? Got all the flash in the world. Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about this nigga this nigga could come out every fucking fight, pass out a couple roses, and this nigga gonna have he got every girl in the stadium. He got every girl in the stadium. He got every girl that's looking at him on TV and everything. They loving this kid. But what is Golden Boy doing with this kid? Other than letting him fight. He a star. He's a fucking star. You wanna know the problem is? The same problem that Tank Davis got. They not mixing them up with no goons. You gotta mix these niggas up with goons, man. Because I'm telling you, you gotta fight. Everybody gotta fight dogs. If they want more popularity in the sport, because the sport ain't big enough, man. Everybody gotta fight a dog. Oh yeah, he definitely looked like a little boy band member. Tony 95, yo, hey, Hybrid 95, that's a funny shit. These channels try to convince us to pay for pay-per-view while they stream for free. The Zone, $100 a year. You can't beat that 100%. How many title fights you got to see already with the Zone? How many co-promotions you got to see already? I can name 5 off the top. You got what? Crawler Lomachenko. You about to get Campbell Lomachenko. You got Jose Ramirez, Mo Hooker. You got Amir Khan and Bud Crawford. What else? I'm leaving one of them. I'm leaving another one out there too. But that's what I'm talking about, man. You getting co-promoted fights, $20 to sign up. You can't beat it to $100 a year. You're gonna pay. If you're gonna watch Errol Spence and Sean Porter, which I don't feel is a pay-per-view fight at all. It's not a pay-per-view fight. If you're gonna watch Errol Spence and Sean Porter, and say you watched Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence just this year alone, you already in $150. Oh my God. I'm back. That's how much that shit just blew me. Just saying that shit. That shit was like a hit in the chest, bro. Like, come on, man. Dog, like, this is not the old regime no more. This isn't the old regime when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, information technology. We with the new shit. The Zone USA is the new shit. Streams are the new shit. Like, putting these fights on regular cable TV, that's the new shit. Nobody want to be subjected to paying $79.99 and you're not even sure if you're going to get a good fight. You're going to get another one of them Mikey Garcias, get caught in the body one time and go into the turtle shell all night for 12 rounds. Who wants that? Man, look, and the bad thing is the PBC gave you their best work and it wasn't even on pay-per-view. And I know y'all know, and if y'all been watching PBC boxing, you got to know what I'm talking about. Damn, Jared Hurd and Julian J. Rock Williams. That was the best free shit all year. You didn't even have to pay for it. So if you can get that, why you want to pay? Who want to pay for these niggas, man? Who want to pay for niggas that don't really want to fight nobody? I'm not kicking out no $75, $79. Hey, look. I'll shoot you my email. If you want to know how to watch them PBC joints for free, I'll hook you up with the hookup. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't really trying to say too much on here, but I know I know y'all know what I'm saying. Look, I put everybody in the pocket with the pay-per-view. I don't care. I'm just saying, man, I don't like what they doing with boxing right now. They trying to take our money. They're trying to take our money and they're trying to give us regurgitated, recycled fights, and it's not cool, man. And as long as we got guys like the LDBC and their agendas out there, you're never going. If you don't have like people like myself, and I feel like there should be more people to be talking boxing, man, because there really is only a handful of us. And then say there's more of us, right? But people don't really know them channels yet, or you might not have gravitated to them or something like that. Because really, I started off this channel one day, and it's funny, right? Because if you go back and look at the video, it'll make you mad as shit. Like, because you'll see how mad I was and frustrated, right? Because I literally went to like 15 different channels, right? To hear about, the Anthony Joshua fight or something like that, or just hear some news about Anthony Joshua and just boxing in general. And all of these motherfuckers, all of these motherfuckers was just talking. They was just talking shit about him. Like every single channel, they was just talking a bunch of shit about him. And I was getting pissed because I'm like, man, this shit not even real. It felt like they was exalting Deontay Wilder and they was just putting Anthony Joshua down. So I was like, all right, well, maybe this is just like a American-based channel, like UK thing. So maybe I gotta go look for somewhere else. But then I was like, nah, man, this ain't no America-based like UK thing. This is just a right and a wrong thing. This is just a true from the lie thing. And niggas are just telling lies because they just hate on him so much because they wanted the American heavyweight to be where he is. So basically, I just was so mad by all of the bullshit, Blue Butt Sports and the fat boy, what is his name? Cali Security, whatever. You know, the one that sit at the dump with the green highlighted vest and shit, with the super fat face that be talking shit. Yeah, that dude. So I just got mad as shit, man, and I just started doing this shit myself because I felt like wasn't nobody else going to do it, and if they was going to do it, they wasn't going to do it right. So, but outside of that bullshit with the LDBC, got Bozic versus Arthur B. Who you got? I got Bozic winning that shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel like boxing. I feel like no matter what the conversation is, and I feel like even if you like look at my comment section, we got guys that come in our comments and they talk shit all of the time. I'll engage right back with them, just on just any kind of boxing talk. If they want to talk about Andy Ruiz and you like Andy Ruiz, that's cool. Just don't jump on the page and just talk their shit and be like, fucking MBBC means niggas blowing British cock meat and shit like that. Like, I'm like, bruh, okay, say less. Like, tell me why you don't like this fighter. I genuinely want to know because my opinion isn't law. Nobody's opinion is law. All we're doing is just basically trying to give an analysis when we feel as though it's going to happen. Yeah, Beta Beaver hurt him. Beta Beaver hurt him on the inside. I feel like Bozic should use his boxing all night. I think if he get caught up in that inside, Beta Beaver knock him out. Why these LDBC channels talk about Al Heyman when the man don't even get in the ring after his fighters win? You know what? But you want to know what? You 100% right. Al Heyman don't get in the ring with these other fighters. You want to know the only time Al Heyman ever came to the ring was for two Floyd Mayweather matches. And one of them was Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya. He came back, he was sat in the audience, and he came back on stage to congratulate Floyd. And that's when they were starting their own partnership. Because for real, like a lot of people don't know this, but Al Heyman got in the game due to Vernon Forrest. They placed the bet on Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest bugged him the whole time, and he ended up getting in that ring. Got an airplane going over my house. I live next to the Navy base. He got in that ring, and Vernon Forrest like kept bugging Al Heyman, bugging Al Heyman, and then Al Heyman ended up putting the money up, repping him, and that's how he got his start. But Al Heyman don't sit in the ring with fighters. You want to know why? Because they don't bring enough money. He don't care about them that much. Yeah, they all hate AJ. You 100% right, man. They all hate AJ. You want to know why they all hate AJ? They all hate AJ because they want the position he in, but they aren't willing to put in the work he doing to get there. You want to know why AJ in the position he in? The same reason I say fucking boxing is suffering and the shit pisses me the fuck off. Think about it. AJ fights nothing but dogs. AJ fights all dogs. All dogs. Think about how many top 10 fighters AJ got already underneath his belt and 23 fights. How many top 10 guys the rest of these guys got? And he got the look, and he played to the crowd, and he not afraid to speak to people. He do everything right. These other fighters aren't willing to do what's right. They not willing to put in the work. My thing is this. And this is the one thing about Floyd. And people can feel whatever way about Floyd they want. But one thing about Floyd was birthed with his fist balled up. He had the black mom before. He had the black mom before uncle, and Floyd Sr. as his father. Two very accomplished boxers. So during his barbecues, they wasn't doing no electric sliding or nothing. They were fighting. Floyd grew up a fighter. So, and the thing about it is, Floyd always worked hard. These other guys aren't willing to work hard. They want to do this. They got a line up in front of them, and they look at a couple guys, they run through them, and they like, I'm going to pick him because he easy work. I could make it look real good on the knockout. I get in there, I knock out this bum, my stock going to go up. They're looking at it like that. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get punched in the face. Yeah, Lou is better than Al. Lou is better than Al. That's why the PBC is suffering. A lot of shit the PBC do, that shit goes under the radar because, man, Al Heyman, believe it or not, he got a lot of powerful people behind him. So he got a lot of investors that be covering up his bullshit. Like Al Heyman, this is the same guy that tanked $434 fucking $100 million when he was on Spike. That's why the PBC didn't last on Spike TV. And then Fox picked it up and they invested in him. Al Heyman, look, I'm trying to tell y'all, there is no way the PBC will be around in boxing for a very long time if they continue to do things the way they've been doing it in the sport. You cannot have your guys fight these bum-ass dudes like Keith Thurman coming back fighting Josito Lopez, like having damn Tank Davis fight fucking damn near strawweights his whole life and shit like that. Like he fighting dudes that shouldn't even be in the ring with him, knocking them out in spectacular fashion, and the kid got talent. I feel like Tank could beat a whole bunch of dudes at his weight. He just won't fight them. He can beat a whole lot of dudes in 130. He won't fight them. What can you do about him? He will not fight nobody. He won't fight. No, the problem is Tank from Baltimore, so I know the nigga want to fight because I live right down the street from the nigga. He's from Baltimore. I know he all scrap. But the thing is, these niggas won't let him fight. You want to know why? Because they worried about sucking. They rather get a little bit of bread at a time and keep dragging the fighter along, letting them fight these little bums. They have no intentions on him getting in the ring, fighting no active dog champions. Period. What they going to do is they waiting to edge guys out. If they won't even let that man fight Gary Russell. That's a hell of a fight. That's a hell of a fight. They won't even let him do him. They can't even get that fight made. He in the PBC stable. None of these dudes, man, they don't care about what the fighter want, man. So I'm telling you, all these up and coming guys, when they sign to these motherfucking boxes, you sign to them niggas if you want to. Your whole career is on a pause, man. I was just watching this interview earlier with Otha Jones III, upcoming fighter, brilliant upcoming fighter, and his father, he trains a bunch of fighters. They was doing this interview of Fight Hype, and he was talking 3 minutes about boxing, talking about Devin Haney and his son, how they grew up in the amateurs and all that, and they just shifted immediately. And he just started talking about the business side of boxing. I just said, my eyes got big as shit, because I was like, oh shit. You don't never hear people get that type of game in boxing. And then he was just talking about how there's only a couple managers in the sport that could really go and get you that bag like that, and how the rest of the guys, they like to screw you out of money and stuff like that. But he was talking about when it came down to who was paying and who was getting the most money, everybody knows Otha Jones is on the zone. Devin Haney is on the zone. When they talking about cash and big checks, they talk about the zone giving the biggest checks, hands down. hands down. And the problem they got with Top Rank ain't with the money, because he even said something about Top Rank. He said, man, I don't got a problem with Bob Arum, but the only problem with Bob Arum is, man, it ain't enough black fighters on his roster. Ain't enough black stars. Anything about Mikey going to the zone? Also, Showtime getting out of boxing. Showtime getting forced out of boxing, bro. And it's kind of fucked up because they built both of those. They built the 140 and the 147 class. For real. The problem is because Al Heyman has got that deal locked in the 2022, 2021, 2022, something like that with Box. And he promised them that he would be giving them his biggest stable of fighters. And when they gave him his biggest stable of fighters, this was the thing. They said they was going to put so many top guys on free TV, on Fox for them to watch. What's up, Mr. KZ Moschino? Salute. The problem with that was Showtime now, they don't have enough star fighters where they could really be like, okay, I'm going to give Fox this, and Showtime, I'm going to give you guys this. So basically it was like a tug of war between two players that you're doing business with. Now, on one hand, Al Heyman know he has to honor this obligation with Fox, because let's be honest here. Fox, that's big bread, that's big money. Showtime, on the other hand, that's smaller. I'm sure Al Heyman was looking what's going on with HBO, how they got out the game, how they really couldn't sustain it, and they just don't have the fighters to give to Showtime. So they got to honor their deal with Fox. They got to build that up, and if you look at the numbers, they're getting more viewership, and they're doing better numbers on free cable than their fights are doing pay-per-view. So Al Heyman is being realistic about one aspect when it comes to his fighters. The fact that they can't move the needle when it comes to pay-per-view, because a lot of people for some reason think that Manny Pacquiao and them did 600,000 pay-per-views. Absolutely not. They only did like 330K when the numbers came out. So yeah, all of his fighters got to go to Fox, and that's basically going to shut down Showtime. And Steven Espinoza got a problem with that. I believe the article was in GQ when Steven Espinoza was saying something about it kind of pains him that they put in all the work in with all of the fighters from 140 to 147, and even in Deontay Wilder's career. But Fox is reaping the benefits of their groundwork. The problem is, man, y'all are trying to charge people $80 to watch a fight. And the thing is, when you greedy, being greedy never works out, man. Like, it's never going to work out. How many sales you think Porter Spence going to get? I'm guessing 250,000. Man, that's a good question. Because, like, honestly, if I was going to guess a number time, I would have to say it would have to be around that area as well. I don't see it doing better than 300. Honestly, to be perfectly honest, if it do 300,000, that's honestly going to be decent for that fight. To be perfectly honest, I don't see it doing anything better than that. Sean Porter don't have no more star power for real, even though he got the looks. Errol Spence, he's not really a star. He just did his fight in damn Dallas in a Mexican melting pot. And really, that was all Mikey Garcia fans. Yeah, USA pay-per-view is the biggest fucking butt fuck of them all. And I live in the United States, and I'm saying that. Anything about Mikey going to the zone? Nothing has been said yet about Mikey Garcia going to the zone, but I'm telling you what I know. Mikey Garcia is going to the zone. And if Mikey Garcia doesn't go to the zone right away, this is why he's not going. Because Manny Pacquiao has made whispers or small rumblings in the media about he would like to fight him or Danny Garcia next. That's why. So he would probably hold out to see if he could get that fight. Or if he can't get that fight, he's going to shave the weight and he's going to leave and go back to the zone. Because let's think about it. He damn sure ain't going to go to BT with Frank Warren. If Billy Joe Saunders just left, he ain't going to want to go there. Man, Tom, man. You saying Mikey Garcia versus Regis Prograis? They gotta build up some young 40s. They do, man, but Regis Prograis will kill Mikey Garcia, man. I'm gonna be 100. Like, Canelo is running from Andre. But that's kind of like, I do feel like Canelo do be dodging Andrade. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like he dodges Andre. I feel like a lot of people dodge Andre. The thing about it like this. You got a guy whose skill set is so good that everybody say that he got a fucked up, awkward style. Because nobody really gets shots on him. Yeah, he's been clipped a couple times, but nobody even really beats him round and round. Like, he's got the most awkward freaking style. He's light on his feet. He's got extremely good power. He's got good kinetic energy. He's a boxer puncher. He knows how to use the ring well. He knows how to fight off the back foot. He knows how to fight off the front foot. Nobody just would do anything with him. My thing is, what does Matchroom have to do to get his marketability, they gotta get his star status up there in another way than just him being in the ring. Like, he got to get more active about what he's doing outside of the ring too. Because I think if Demetrius Andre can make some type of waves outside of the ring, I'm talking social media, something, I think that would do him a lot of good. And then it's going to make a lot of the other A-class fighters want to get in the ring with him. Because he's so scary, it ain't even, you know what I'm saying? It's not even a small risk for anybody to take. Canelo is running from Andre. Fuck Kovalev. I don't want that smoke. Man, look. Canelo knows exactly why Canelo is taking Kovalev. If y'all look at Canelo's style and look at Kovalev's style, what does that tell you? That's tailor-made for an 8th to 10th round body knock, a body stoppage, man. Period. Canelo will get inside on his power. He'll work on the inside, and he'll tap his body up all night. For real. He'll tap dance all on that nigga body. Yeah, Kovalev 36, man, and if Anthony Yarde could get you to the point to where you fatigued in the 8th or 9th round, and he almost got you on the ground, do you know what Canelo's going to do to you? I mean, Kovalev looked great after that second win, though, boy. I mean, that double jab was coming. But Kovalev, I heard they already got the contract together for that fight or whatever. I think that for Kovalev, that would be a good way to say goodbye. Yeah, Canelo do want a November fight, and he want Kovalev to fill that spot, and I think Kovalev going to take it. Canelo know what he doing. He trying to cherry pick an old guy. You know what I mean? And nobody considers it a cherry pick because it's goddamn Sergey Kovalev. But when you a fighter as highly gifted as Canelo Alvarez, how the fuck is it not a cherry pick? Come on, man. Like, you don't gotta be Ray Charles to see this as some fucking cherry pick, bro. Like, you don't. Like, you can tell. Like, it's clear as day. It's a cherry pick. Like, ain't no way around that shit. Man, because Canelo don't want to get his head smashed, Tom. That's why he won't call out B to B. That's why you put that emoji beside that shit. Man, Michael, man, Andre is in my top 5 right now. Period. Like, Andre is my guy. That's why I rock so hard for him and campaign for him. But the kid is so deadly, man. That's why I keep trying to tell people. Andre has to do something that's going to boost his star power to make everybody pay attention more. Because nobody wants to risk that type of beating, that type of L in their career for a guy that ain't really going to net them that much money. Now, you know, the zone going to get you the money, but it ain't going to be what it could be if he was like, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't going to be no Pacquiao payday. Ain't going to be no Canelo payday. And, like, all of the guys that's in Andre's weight or around it, they looking for a fucking Canelo payday, man. It's bullshit. Oh, yeah. Billy Joe scared. I mean, Billy Joe will fight Andre, but I think Billy Joe already knows the kind of problems that Andre brings. But is that a man? I'm telling you though, don't sleep on no Billy Joe Saunders though, man. That's a slick boxer puncher, man. But his last fight, man, he got some explaining to do. He looked like shit, bro. He looked like pterodactyl shit. I ain't never seen a pterodactyl shit before, but that's a pretty. He looked like some big shit back there. Yeah. Andre Wood always stay in shape. But see, Andre Wood couldn't never bring that big, he couldn't bring them dollars in. So, he was too much of a risk. Too much risk, not enough reward. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It'll look good on your resume. You stop at Andre Wood, yeah, it'll look good, but it's not gonna get you that money. Is it really worth it in your career to take that chance? Now, see, a lot of this stuff, as a boxing fan, you know what I mean? When it comes to having these conversations with y'all, I'm gonna be like, man, I'm 100% right there with you. I feel you guys 100%. These are fights that should be had. Like, everybody should get to see these fights. But when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, it's like, yo, you gotta look at it from your, through your business lenses as well. Like, does this shit make sense? Now, it's guys like, the guys with the fresh bodies, like the Charlos. The Charlos should be mixing it up with the Andrades and, you know what I mean? Guys like that, but they not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, what I would really love to see is, man, I would love to see my boy Bud Crawford. I don't want to see him go down to 140, but I'd like to see Regis Prograis come up and challenge Bud for the WBO. That's what I'd like to see. Yeah, Boo Boo versus Charlo, that'll be an ass whooping. But I would love to see it. I would love to see it because I want to see the young guys, man. The young guys got to build up the young guys, man. Because the vets in the sport, man, is putting in all of this work. They can't keep putting in all of this work, man, holding down boxing, man. Because what if Canelo gone tomorrow, man? If Canelo lead the sport tomorrow, man, what do they got, man? We got Anthony Joshua, man. We got Anthony Joshua. We got self-made Dillian White. And I'm saying Dillian White, man, because Dillian White is the pay-per-view star who damn near sells out when he fights every time over in the UK. Like, I'm talking about what's good, SSB 28. What's good, G? Luciano, what's good, bro? Oh, yeah, AJ coming back soon, man. I'm trying to tell you. I was wishing the fight was in the UK because I'd have made that move. But, man, the young guys, but back to what we were saying, though, man, the young guys got to keep scrapping, man. Let me see what y'all boys writing about. Really just getting on messed up. Yeah, he isn't lame for messing up and testing dirty because that would have been a real good fight too. That'd have been a real good fight. Callum Smith versus Andre or Billy Joe will sell a lot in the UK. God, wouldn't it? Yo, do you know what I just heard about Callum Smith? Callum Smith is unhappy with Matchroom. Callum Smith has been talking about looking at different options because apparently he's not happy with Matchroom because he's not getting the big fights that he wants. But I kind of have to agree with Eddie Hearn. Getting in the World Boxing Super Series ain't putting a lot of eyes on you, man, even though you went through the gauntlet. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect it because the Ali Trophy, you gotta fight the toughest guys. But it ain't broadcast. The Zone's got it on their broadcast now. It doesn't show everywhere. Only hardcore boxing fans know about it. Nobody's really seeing the World Boxing Super Series like that. So Callum Smith kind of took a high-risk situation and he made it gold by the way he beat George Groves in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a lot out of it, but he looking for a Canelo fight. But my thing is this. If you want a big fight, Callum Smith, Billy Joe is right there for the taking, man. You can fight Billy Joe next spring right now. You talking about he got other offers, though. Go run with them other motherfuckers and see what they could do for you, Callum Smith. I bet you'll come back running Eddie with gasoline draws on. Yeah, Callum Smith with his own. And Eddie, Callum Smith trying to leave. Callum Smith trying to leave the zone. Ruiz party too hard. He eating food, all naked girls and drinking champagne. He is though. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. Man, them bitches at Andy Ruiz party was bad as shit. Oh my god, them girl upstairs. Man, them girls at Andy Ruiz party was so bad. He eating sushi off of them and all of that. I was like, damn, Andy. I was like, you living his best life right now. But hey, man, he is unfocused. 1000%. He is not focused. But it looked like a hell of fun though. My thing is this. I know he not ready. If you next to Jake Paul and Logan Paul, man, you not ready, bro. You hanging out with them two fucking clowns. Come on, man. Grow the fuck up, B. Grow up. You hanging out with Jake Paul and Logan Paul. That's how you want to spend your time. Brother says Andy Ruiz is still not training. AJ is not. Man, look. Y'all remember y'all remember Rocky 5? What is it? That nigga take the big ass with Dolph Lundgren was taking the shots in his thighs. And he was in the joint. He come out the joint in Apollo Creed, feeling himself in the ring, dancing to Living in America and all of that stuff at the top of them shit. Then when he get in the ring with Ivan Drago, he stick his hands out like this. And that nigga hit them joints. Boom. This nigga looked up. And then the nigga was like, if he dies, he dies. Like, you know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up, right? That's what the whole world is going to be thinking on December 7th when Andy Ruiz get in there, fucking all shaped like the Michelin tire logo, man, and shit. Spare tire hanging out the trunk and all of that shit. This shit is a real life movie, man. I'm trying to tell you. What up, Adam James? UK in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Love my UK gang, man. Love y'all dudes, man. Hey, look, man. All I can say is, here, man. Hold this L, bro. Hold this L. Because when Anthony Joshua start getting in his Jamaican and start talking Jamaican and shit like that, he's not playing, man. Femi back, man. Femi coming out. We all know Femi ran them streets. Femi with the shit. I need to cut this show fucking in my sleep. Hey, man, that's what we here for. Good entertainment, man. First live, man. Just talking boxing, man. I feel good, man. It's been a while. I've been wanting to tap in with y'all like this. So, you know what I'm saying? We can engage in boxing conversation. Because a lot of the time, man, when I be making videos and shit, man, I be like, half of this shit sometimes I don't even want to talk about. Some of the times I'm just like, man, these topics, that's kind of boring. Like, really, where I'm at with boxing with me is like going to the barbershop and you getting a haircut and you talking like your favorite sport with all of your homies at the barbershop and shit like that. You engage in multiple conversations that need to be touched on boxing. It's just not one particular thing. Because when I'm just editing a video for 3 or 4 hours, there's 8 million things I want to talk about, but I gotta mash it down to just like one particular thing. And it normally is just basically whatever is on the topic for that particular day. You know what I mean? But I've been getting away from that, just been like, fuck that. I'm going to talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. The shit they be talking about stupid as shit anyway. Now, if it's about stuff that's important that I need to relay, oh yeah, I'm going to relay that shit. But other than that, nah, man, we gonna do this. We're going to do this. I'm going to set a time because I really need to look at like what's the most legit time to do it to where everybody tuning in to where it's not like fucking 3 in the morning here, fucking 8 in the morning there, whatever. Try to narrow it down to where it make the most sense reasonably for everybody, and we just gonna tap in and we just gonna go live and we're gonna just chop that shit up, you know, on a consistent basis. I think it's Porter and his pops, K Diddy, got a chance against Spence. Bruh, we was just talking about that shit earlier. I'm telling you, watch the weight cut. Watch the weight cut. I'm trying to tell you, the weight cut with Spence is going to determine what type of night it's going to be. I promise you. He going to cut that boy up, man. Oh, my man in this joint. The Firmamentalist, shout out. He always tuned in. We still making boxing gangster again, bro. See, y'all know I lock in. I tune into all the comments. I see all the people that watch, subscribe, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't leave nobody out. I'm telling you, I see everything. I pay attention to everything. Shit, even when I wasn't doing videos for that 7 days, man, I was still tuned in, locked into what was going on with boxing and shit like that. I was just getting so pissed off with Anthony Ruiz because, man, there's a level of like, there's a level of this thing that just literally fucking grinds my gears, like that you got to have for an individual that just would literally take me out the game. What Andy Ruiz was doing shows me that a dude that does not appreciate his blessings, man. And I can't stand that. In a world we live in where a lot of people that work 9 to 5, 10 to 6, 15-hour days, some mamas can't even make it home to get home to feed their kids. Some fathers got to, you know what I mean, punch the clock extra long just so their kids can eat, etc., etc. When you see a guy who takes their opportunities for granted, when they didn't have nothing and they wanted to kill themselves, and then you get fucking everything, and then you start acting like this prima donna dickhead, talking about you the A side and you all of this shit, knowing you looked at the contract. That's what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off, man, because I'm like, look, bro, the man gave you an opportunity. You wouldn't have got the opportunity without a goddamn rematch clause, and you know that. You didn't have shit. So that's like a part of the reason, because I was getting out of character. I was calling him a fat bitch. Y'all know, y'all seen the video. I was calling him a fat bitch and everything. I was pissed, man. Like, y'all know I normally always edit my videos. Now, when I'm going straight on the fucking camera and I'm just spazzing out, y'all know I'm pissed off. And like, that's where he had me. He had me to where, like, emotions was overriding logic for me. And that's something I can't stand, because as a man, I can't let emotion override logic. I'm not prone to think that way. I refuse to think that way. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's just where Andy Ruiz had me at, man. Like, I just didn't like that. And it was beyond the point of business. It was just, you were just being flat out disrespectful. You wasn't honoring the contract. That's not man shit. Like, if I shake hands and me and you do business, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to honor that shit all the way. From the womb to the tomb, I'm going to honor that shit. Ruiz got that hood rat mentality, 100%. He got the mentality of a guy that's got a lot given to him. He got it too fast. He burnt it all up. Then when he start looking at his bank account and the type of money it takes to sustain a lifestyle like that, then you want to start blowing your head up, talking 50 million, asking for more money, trying to stick up purses, stick up venues, stick up dates, trying to claim you the A side, saying the fight's going to happen on your terms here, there. But then as soon as you get that lawsuit stuck on, you pulling pom-poms out. We going to Saudi Arabia. Got them pom-poms out. Man, let him bury his own. Ruiz ain't humble. AJ all the way. Facts. I was in my MSG 2K down, but AJ all the way. 100% fact. King Slender 2.0 Adam James. You couldn't be more wrong. I've been watching boxing since Tony Tubbs, who is bigger than Ruiz. Man, look. Tony Tubbs was a different type of animal, King Slender. And Tony Tubbs went through that whole gauntlet that Mike Tyson went through to get the WBC and everything, too. So where he had to fight Trevor Burbick and all of them. So, you know, like, Tony Tubbs wasn't he wasn't like no big scrub or nothing like that. Bad shit. What up, homie? He digging his own. Ruiz will be a thing of the past. You're 100% right, Robert. Ruiz will be a thing of the past. Ruiz will be a thing of the past. You want to know what he's gonna be? He's gonna be like my man, the Matrix Lomachenko said. He's going to be the best fighter, the most popular and best fighter on Twitter. He's gonna be on Twitter. Man, all right. Anybody excited to watch Luke Campbell versus Lomachenko? Ruiz is surrounded by a lot of vampires. All those dudes, oh my God, they vampire sucking all the Kool-Aid out of his veins. I gotta chill on the fat jokes too, man. I'm sorry, man, but Ruiz is the dude. Look, fellas, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way official with y'all. Ruiz is the new Deontay Wilder. Am I right? I got to be right. Like, you tell me who's pulled more publicity stunts in a shorter amount of time. It can only be one guy. The diabolical Deontay, man. And he got him beat, bro. You know it's bad when we take our foot off the gas about talking shit about Deontay Wilder to shifting our focus to Andy Ruiz. Now you know something ain't right with the world when Andy Ruiz is catching more smoke than Deontay Wilder. And people are actually making videos of Deontay Wilder saying that the guy looks a little humble. I am shocked. I am in awe. Shit is wild. Hey man, I fuck with Loma, man. I just don't see Luke Campbell having. It's just not a fight. I'm going to watch it, but y'all seen what happened to my nigga DT3, New Media, God Squad. What it is, man. Y'all see what happened to Anthony Crawler, man. Anthony Crawler got left face down, ass up, man. I just feel like Luke Campbell he just ain't that guy, man. He's not that guy to do it. But y'all know what I want to see, though? What I'm waiting for to brew? This going to be the best fight, man. This going to be the best fight at 135, I promise you, oh God, man. It's going to be the best fight. Goddamn, Vasily Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. That's a fight. That's a fight. Man, I think Devin Haney, man. Devin Haney a whole nother beast, man. I think that's gonna be the fight. That's gonna be the Loma fight to put him in deep water. That's the fight where he gonna have to show all his tools. Man, oh nah, man. Devin might be a little bit more ready than people believe. I'm not saying Devin Haney gonna get at him that early. I'm just telling y'all, that's the fight that's gonna happen. That's the Lomachenko, that's the fight that's gonna go down in history. I promise you that. Lomachenko versus Devin Haney is gonna be the best stylistic technical fight that you can make it that way. Tank Davis, he's something Tank Davis, man, he a Maryland nigga, man. So I got to love him, but at the same time, man, like it's a bittersweet situation. I kind of like this. I kind of got a disdain for the dude, but I keep trying to say, man, it's some PBC shit. It ain't all on him. You know what I'm saying? Facts, DT3. He ready. He ready. He ready. I'm telling you, Haney, nobody. And I'm telling you, there's 3 fighters that I'm highly keen on right now that's coming up, that's young. But Devin Haney has the type of maturity and the type of experience to where, do you see the type of angles he takes when he fights? What does it look like? When he throws his jab, what does it look like? When he throws his hook, when he fights off the back foot, when he fights off the front foot, when he gets inside and he likes to lock head to head with you underneath, fighting on the inside. Man, the kid is special, man. That kid is special. That's why his daddy took the chain off of him, and he won it. He won it. Tank. DT3, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. The boy is gonna be on his ear. How many niggas, man, at Devin? I ain't fucking with DT3. How many niggas at Devin Haney age got their own promotional company, man, is already getting the type of looks he's getting, man, and is putting on the type of performances he putting in the sport to where you can honestly say the type of intangibles that he has and the type of ring generalship that he shows, he don't have all of the tools already. Only thing you can say about Devin Haney is he unproven. Facts. That's it. Heard a rumor that the Mayweather gym, Devin Haney and Tank Davis had a sparring session and Haney was giving Tank that work. Oh, 100%. Did y'all see Devin Haney versus Kure Stevenson at Mayweather gym? No. Watch that sparring war. Man, yeah, man down promotions, that nigga always drunk. He drink too much, man. He on that shit. Look, man, Tank could be a star, but he too worried about getting damn Fruity Pebbles slushies and shit at Sonic and eating checkers with Ari and shit like that. This nigga Devin Haney, I mean, Tank pisses me off more than anything, man. Because I swear, man, this nigga can knock niggas' whole heads off, but he just don't, he don't want to cuss them niggas out bad enough in Mayweather camp for me, man. If that was me, bro, this is my career. I'm in control of that shit. We gonna do this thing my way. Fuck all of that shit. But y'all ain't gonna keep coddling me, man. And yo, hold up, time out. Since we talking about Mayweather promotions, man, what the fuck is up with Leonard Ellerby's nose, man? Please, somebody tell me what is up with Leonard Ellerby's nose. I need to know, man. This nigga nose is something of legend, man. This nigga nose is legendary, bruh. That shit makes me mad every time I gotta look at it, man. This nigga Leonard Ellerby got the most, bruh. Haney versus Garcia will be easy to make. Haney versus Mikey Garcia? Oh, man. Mr. KZ Moschino, you saying Haney versus Mikey Garcia? I got to know, man. Take moves like a rapper, not an athlete, 100%. He in the club. Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing but a little bit of coke. Ellerby just want a little bit, a lot of coke. Bruh, what is up with his nose, fam? His nose is like, that joint weird, bruh. Like, that joint weird. Like you notice how Blue Blood Sports and them boys, they got to hold the camera like this. The camera lens be shaking. That's because that nigga nose is a vacuum and it's taking the whole damn camera from them niggas, man. That nigga nose, this nigga nose stealing people cameras and shit. Bruh, exactly. How do a nose make you mad? Yo, Teofimo versus Haney. Teofimo versus Haney, that would be great for boxing. Hey, DT, that would be great for boxing, bro. That could help the sport. That could truly help the sport. Man, and you right, Tom. Like, Tank does have potential, and so did Adrian Broner. But the thing about Adrian Broner really knows how to market himself. So Adrian Broner always going to put himself in position to get a big paycheck because he's popular outside of boxing. That's why people will still pay to go see him, because he does have a skill set on the level where it's like, if Adrian Broner focused tonight, Adrian Broner could really beat anybody. But if Adrian Broner is not focused, you already know you're going to get to do it for the hood, Adrian Broner. You already know that. Oh, yeah, Ryan Garcia versus Haney, that will be another great fight for boxing. I think Haney would edge him out by far But I think those two have incredible star power where they're going to be two of the biggest stars in the world. One carrying, you know what I'm saying, for the, for the black community, one for the Mexican community and the whole world. Like those guys are marketable to the whole world. So when you got two marketable guys and they only have popularity that exists on a certain level, you got to put them in the ring to get together, to get familiar with one another for one, and for the fans to get familiar with the both of them. So when they, you know what I mean, when they go in that ring and they make that magic, all it's going to do is make the sport, propel the sport to start. And now they're going to want to know about this guy and that guy the next time you're going to be in the ring. Because like I said, man, the state of boxing is just hurting because it don't have too many stars. Like, to be perfectly honest, everybody hate on AB. I don't say a lot about AB. You want to know why I don't say anything about AB? Because AB is a necessary evil to the sport. I say he's a necessary evil to the sport because he's one of the guys that's going to sell no matter what is going on. AB is going to sell. And like, we need more people like that. AB is the villain of boxing, but AB is a necessary evil in boxing. More people need to talk that cash shit. They need to talk that cash shit. They need to back themselves up in marketing, man. Hand speed and fucking power is just not going to get the job done in boxing, man. Boxing should be way bigger than what it is, man. Facts. Can't hate on AB. Oh, yeah. Who sparred before DT3? Whether took advantage of boxing when there was only one star, and that was him. What he did now can't be replicated because boxing thriving again. So I disagree with not enough stars. I think too many have potential now, and they are scared of a loss because of Mayweather. Well, Mayweather wasn't the only star in boxing because Miguel Cotto was selling. Ricky Hatton was one of the biggest things on the fucking planet. Marquez had a huge fucking following, and Mayweather would only fight stars that could really fight for real, for real. And Mayweather's first big payday came off the back of Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was that star. Mayweather had to build himself up, and Mayweather had to keep his momentum going by fighting other stars. The problem with boxing right now is how many pay-per-view stars do you have in the sport? How many guys are really going to do huge numbers like that that's going to fill out seats? How many events, how many Anthony Joshua we won are you having boxing? None, besides Anthony Joshua himself. And besides Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman, because it was Manny Pacquiao against a guy that was supposed to be a decent opponent. And Manny Pacquiao had to do all the work. There's only 3 stars in boxing. That's it. You got Manny Pacquiao, Anthony Joshua, and Canelo Alvarez. There are no stars in boxing. There are no stars in boxing. You have to mix it up if you want niggas to get money. Niggas got to sell theyself. And throwing your hands is not what's just gonna make you sell, for real. Because if throwing your hands was gonna make you sell, Floyd Mayweather wouldn't have talked all the shit he was doing and doing everything he did, changing himself from Pretty to Floyd Money May. All of that shit, all of that image, that's what propelled him. The fact that he talked that cash shit. Nah, you can't even consider these guys. No, there's only stars in boxing, man. There are no, like, for real. Like Anthony Joshua, that's what you call a superstar. A guy who's known all around the world. No matter where he go, you a superstar when you sell out anywhere around the world. Canelo Alvarez, anywhere he go in the world, people know his name. Floyd Mayweather, like right now, he don't gotta be in boxing. But if he came back to the sport right now, he's gonna sell out and every star in the world's going to know him. If I go outside right now, where I live at, man, nobody knows who the fuck Teofimo Lopez is. To be 100%. Nobody knows who Devin Haney is. Nobody knows who Shakur Stevenson is. Nobody knows who, shit, for real, nobody knows who Regis Prograis is, to be perfectly honest. For real, not too many people know who Bud Crawford is. To be perfectly honest, these dudes aren't stars. When you talking stardom, man, I'm talking about you appealing to the masses of people. I'm talking about millions on millions of people, man. How many followers do these kids got? So that'll tell you if they star power alone just on social media. How many followers they got on their social media profiles? Like, yeah, facts. Yeah, that I gotta look at that. I'm a Hatton fan, and that fight was his payday. Yeah, Floyd became a marquee star after fighting Oscar De La Hoya, but why do you think Floyd Mayweather fought Ricky Hatton? Ricky Hatton was the biggest star in England at the time. He was the biggest boxer there is. Look at all of Floyd Mayweather fights and look at that Ricky Hatton versus Floyd Mayweather fight and look at the pre-fight and look at how all of the fans was acting in the fight. You ain't never seen nothing that electric in your life in a boxing ring. That was a once in a lifetime thing. Floyd had star power. We're not denying that. Facts. How do you still get an 8-figure payday and still the B side? On top of that, he's getting more money than Ruiz, who is the champion. That's a fact. I mean, the thing is, though, time makes you right. Those kids on Facebook aren't buying tickets, but you want to know what? These dudes on Instagram, they getting $500,000 to $50,000 just for taking one picture, and you know that's based off of following. So your stars, you gotta translate your following to social media because life isn't based off the television no more. It's based on streams, bro. So you have to translate with social media because how many people are using basic cable today? Like I'm gonna tell you right now, when I sit at home all day, I'm looking at my Fire Stick. When I'm talking, I'm using my devices. Nobody's really using cable, bro. Like nobody's really using cable, so you gotta do huge numbers, bro. That's a fact. But you got to think, though, too. Like, over time, you know what I'm saying? In life, there's a thing called inflation. Numbers get bigger. Smaller numbers, you know what I'm saying, back then are worth more. Are worth more because over time, everything inflates, everything get bigger. I agree with all of that, but I'm just like, Ruiz isn't a star. Ruiz couldn't sell out a venue on his own. But Ruiz, from getting in the ring with Joshua overnight, he has 1 million followers on his Instagram. That's a fact. You know what I mean? You gotta look at things like, cause I'm talking about like the state. That's why I said boxing is in a state of emergency, man. And that's why I keep saying that guys have to mix it up. They have to, because like I said, man, you're not gonna get by. The sport isn't gonna continue to thrive. Exactly. 100%. You have to take the guaranteed money. But you want to know what though? The only two people that can offer you guaranteed money right now in the sport is Matchroom DAZN and ESPN Plus. Hell no. Wilder isn't a star. And that's why Wilder is plummeting like shit for real. Like Wilder is 42 fights in, and Wilder still hasn't even begin to become a star. See, this is the thing. Y'all over in the UK, right? Y'all stupid hardcore about boxing. Y'all stupid hardcore about boxing. What I'm trying to tell you guys, over in America, we are not stupid hardcore about boxing like that. That shit changed. That shit changed in the early 2000s. Almost all Americans gave up on boxing, bro. You want to know why? Because wasn't nobody fighting nobody. There wasn't no great champions. There wasn't none of that going on. The heavyweight division was dead. The sport was dead. Like, for real. Like, all you had was Mayweather. That is it. All you had was Mayweather and what everybody was doing in smaller weights. That was the only thing appealing about boxing. Now, they making the sport even suffer more because you really don't have one of them. I'm telling you, Anthony Joshua is a gem. Deontay Wilder can't even fuck. You want to know what Deontay Wilder was doing in his 30th fight? He was doing some shit called the Malice at the Mall, man. That nigga ain't no star. He couldn't even fill up his own venue against fucking Dominic Brazil, bro. It was over like 6,000 comps. Facts. You want to know why Deontay Wilder was in the UK? Deontay Wilder was in the UK because the UK pay-per-view base is so much bigger than anything America got going on right now, because even though you can make a lot more money on American pay-per-view, how many Americans is buying pay-per-view? Them UK fans, they buying up all of that shit. They coming out supporting. The UK fans know more of Deontay Wilder than Americans know of Deontay Wilder. Niggas do not know who Deontay Wilder is over here. Y'all know Deontay Wilder better than we know him. I promise you that. Deontay Wilder, if y'all consider Deontay Wilder a star, you dead wrong, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we all got rights to our opinions. I feel, you know what I'm saying? I respect everybody's opinion, but I'm telling you what I know right now. Telling you what I know. Deontay Wilder is no star. He is no star. He's what you consider, I guess, like the best word that I could probably use to describe Deontay is he's kind of notable. That's true. Once Mike Tyson left, boxing did go downhill. But you want to know what we had even when Mike Tyson left? We had Roy Jones Jr. We still had Evander Holyfield. We had Riddick Bowe. We had Lennox Lewis. We had a whole bunch of guys mixing it up. And like I said, the lightweight guys, you had Chico Corrales, you had Luis Castillo, you had Floyd Mayweather, you had Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward mixing it up in some of the best battles. There still was a lot of good boxing going on. Now you can't even say there's good boxing going on. That's what I'm saying, Tom. 100%. As long as Wilder been a champ, he should be pulling twice the AJ numbers. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. That's why you think all these American boxers are going over there doing so much press, doing so many interviews over in the UK. Man, American fighters never did that. Never did that. Because they never had to. They would have never gave the UK that much time, bro. Do you know how much it hurts Americans to have to to know that the UK is running boxing in full force and they can't do shit about it? Y'all literally have enough power to bump Americans up out the game when it comes to boxing right now. Star power. Facts. Because to be perfectly honest, Dillian White is bigger than 90% of the stars over in the US market right now. I promise you that. And it might sound crazy to y'all, but I'm telling you what I know. If Wilder was a star, AJ wouldn't have hit the game the way he did. Yup. It would have been Wilder and Floyd. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you want to know, honestly, what I think hurt Wilder? The reason what hurt Wilder star power? Because Wilder didn't take advantage and take he didn't take the risk AJ took. You want to know where Wilder would be the biggest star in the world right now? If he fought Klitschko first and knocked his ass out the way Anthony Joshua did. I swear to God on my mama. Would you consider any American boxer a star right now? I would have to say there are American boxers with star power, but to say any American boxer is a star, I cannot honestly say that. I could say to hardcore boxing fans, what we look at boxers like they stars, because that's what they are in the sport that we love. They are all stars, but to the rest of the world, because this is how you a star. You a star when you like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson could go from here to Tokyo to Vietnam all the way to Alaska. Everybody know his name. That's when you a fucking star. Ali could travel anywhere in the world. Everybody know his name. That's how you know you a star. Anthony Joshua, anywhere in the world. Everybody know you're a star. Canelo Alvarez, the same way. Michael Jordan, anywhere in the world. You never even seen his face, but I bet you know his shoes. I bet you know that Jumpman symbol and shit like that. Those are stars. Oh yeah, Briggs definitely don't move. Briggs stay on the line. He would have dropped him. He would have hit him with one shot and knocked his ass all the way out. See, like, this the thing though. this is how people dictate stars. Stars are dictated no differently than in Hollywood than sports. This is how they look at stars. Like in movies, you got A-listers, you got B-listers, you got C-class, then you just got Lifetime movies. They look at football players, basketball players, boxers all the same way. And in boxing, there's only 3 A-class guys. That's based off of money. That's based off of popularity. That's based off the way they move, the movement. The movement. Like when you can touch something, everything you touch, people got to follow it. That's when you a star. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying star power is everything. Yeah, Wilder is. Wilder is like, he's close to being a Lifetime movie. I swear to God. Exactly. Casuals do outweigh the hardcores. But my whole thing is this though. There ain't no real, like, you a real hardcore star in boxing when motherfucking casuals when everybody want to buy your pay-per-view, period, man. I'm saying something got to change in boxing. That's why AJ is such a necessary evil. Like, I don't understand why niggas hate on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Wilder exactly. Because you want to know ADT3. You want to know, is Spence a B-class star? Spence is a B-class star. He is, 100%. You want to know why he would rather do billions? Because the fact of the matter is, Wilder know he don't want to step up and fight none of the competition that's going to get him into boxing's upper echelon. So he figured, man, I can finesse this Showtime movie game for real, get my likeness through there. Maybe I get one of these roles. It's going to propel me to stardom so I can be like, it ain't even about the belts no more, baby. I'm Showtime's biggest C-list actor. Man, bro, that's the thing. I be trying to tell people, you never passed up guaranteed money for pay-per-view money. Who does that? You don't do that. You don't pass up guaranteed money for pay-per-view money. Pay-per-view is like, if we do fucking 700,000 pay-per-view buys or 1 million, you getting this much bag. You know what I'm saying? That's not no guarantee. What the Zone was offering was $120 million guaranteed. We're not even talking the fight, though. We talking broadcasting money. Shit crazy to me, man. I don't get this shit. I'm about to wrap this shit up, though. Yeah, man, like, all I'm saying is, man, is if you want to be a star in the game, man, you got to be willing to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to scrap it out, man. You got to be willing to scrap it out. You got to be willing to talk your shit. You got to be willing to, you know what I'm saying, talk your shit first and back that shit up with your fist last, because you got to do the presses first is the reason why I say that shit. But niggas press conference got to be more live. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, to be ignorant as to what makes you a star. But I'm saying there's a reason why the outspoken get more attention than people with closed mouths, man. Because the old saying is, man, closed mouth don't get fed, bruh. It don't. Like, it don't. Oh, shit, it's getting late for me, too, man. I was just in here looking at all this shit. I got wrapped up talking about this boxing shit, man. I can go all night for real. Nigga, low-key insomniac for real. I ain't got no kill either. Shit, matter of fact, I'm about to get off here and go pick this kill up. Yeah, man, respect to all y'all, man. Look, we gonna do this shit. Peace, everybody. Peace, SSB28. Peace, Tom. Peace, Mr. KZ, Moschino, Adam James, DT3. Everybody that came in and showed love, man. Look, MBBC all day, man. New media, God Squad. And as always, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. You know what it is. Respect.